Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm here joined with Inti Campo.
Good morning, people. How are you?
And yes, we got the sound working finally now. And today's show we got for you, it's really exciting. We're gonna be talking about the $1.2 billion in options expiries that's going to be occurring in the next little while. So that's going to be exciting. And Inti's also got some information about the option expiry, which is very important because it shows where the market's going to go and what's going to hold up the market. Because these wealthy people, they're very smart and very clever, and they use these options to push the market in directions that they want to. So he's going to talk a little bit about that. Also, I'm going to talk about Tom Vays' $7,000 call, or well, he says the $7,000 is the low, and we're also going to be talking about my tweet that had just blown up. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Yeah. So but before that, we're going to do some TA on Bitcoin and Ethereum and one other coin which I didn't check to see which one I should do. So Chris or Inti, whilst I'm doing my TA, why don't you guys check out the other the video from yesterday and see if anybody posted a coin that I can do a TA on after Ethereum. Alrighty. Perfect. Okay. So let's do that. Let's get on to the TA for today. Alrighty. So, what's going on? Well, I don't know. If you watched the Crypto video, I was like looking at the markets thinking, oh, wow, man, this thing has turned around, right? And I mean, we did mention that in yesterday's video, that Bitcoin is most likely going to turn around because it's created a divergence. And I remember talking to Chris yesterday saying, hey, in on this candle, if we close further down on this candle, at the 10,100 or whatever, and we don't close this candle higher, this is going to take us down all the way down to the 9,600 level. Thank God it did not happen. And when it didn't happen, I knew that we were in for a bounce. But then I did a little bit more analysis and realized, oh no, this bounce is not going to be very harsh. And it turns out it's not. And look at that, right to the 61.8, right? Like clockwork. Mountain Man, damn you, Mountain Man! You always make money. He always makes money. He always hits the 61.8, and he gets paid, right? Mountain Man always gets paid. So yeah, now that Mountain Man is in the scene, right? Unfortunately, I think this is an AB equals CD, which could play out as such, right? And once we break these levels, right? Even if the AB equals CD takes us only to 9,700 or something like that, it doesn't matter. At this point, we're going. We're probably gonna head a little bit lower than that, maybe even down to 94, 93, or something like that. And hopefully, all we could hope for is a bounce. If we stop at the 97 level, that is also a positive sign, because this is called a trade location. Once we complete an ABCD trade. And it completes at that level. And let's just say we get the 4-hour getting a divergence on the 4-hour at this area, then you know what? That's a very good turning point, and then the market can turn very heavily if we get enough reasons for people to hit the bid and hit the buy here and push this thing higher. So we have to look for a lot of reasons for that. Basically, I don't know. I don't see enough reasons other than there's only two right now. Not even right now, right? We have to say if we have a divergence heading into this, if right? We stop here. If there's so many ifs there, ifs, right? So that it's just ifs and nuts, or cherries and nuts would all have a Merry Christmas now, wouldn't it? So yeah, not very supportive this level here at 9,700. Okay, let's head over to Ethereum and see what we can see. Wow, Ethereum. Did Ethereum do that? I'm surprised. I'm like, I guess I did not pay attention to Ethereum during the day yesterday. Yes, it broke back into the trend line, and then now today it's falling back. And I would have been very bullish and happy about this close, man, right back up here. Wow, look at that. Let's head over to the 4 hour, because it just absolutely demolished that trade. It must have been demolished this short trade. Yeah, it did. It just went nope. Oh wow, so close though, so close. And it's right back to where it started. Probably, let's see here. Interesting thing though, if we turn on the VPVR, we might notice something interesting here. Is there, no, there's no point of control. No. I thought maybe we were in the point of control. I mean, there is a small one. If you would like just take this, yeah, if we take this area here, we're back in the point of control, right? Which is okay. If we just take the small point of control, I would say that now that we've moved back into it, you can see that there's a high probability that we could see Ethereum head back down to the 340 level, and I'm not. Yeah, I think it should. Let's see here. Let's see. I probably hit the SARS. Yeah, exactly. I think this is where we might roll over and go to before we get to before we make any other different move on Ethereum. Got a little distracted there from somebody sending me a message. I'm going to close my WhatsApp, because once I get distracted, I lose my train of thought here. Okay, there we go. So 330 is probably where we're going to test, because the reason why is that when price action moves into the point of control, there's an 80% chance, right? So if it's went from undervalued to back into the point of control, there's 80% chance we're going to go overvalued. And then if we get back into the point of control, there's an 80% chance we'll go undervalued. And that's why I'm thinking that the 330 level is going to be tested before we go higher, maybe a little bit lower. Okay, enough with that. So do you guys have the next coin that we should do some TA on?
There's a lot to choose from. You could try, for example, VET.
Okay, well, I'm too late. I'm going to do KAVA, because okay. Chris said there was like 5 votes for that. So KAVA it is. All right, so let's take a look at what we can see about KAVA. Yeah, so what we can say here, look at that. So close to getting a double on that one. Another double on that one. So close. Like a hair trigger away. And nope. Denied. Denied. Oh well. Stuff happens. So, if we take a look at the Fibs levels here, you can see there's not really any kind of a W here at the bottom. So I have to say that this thing might come all the way back down to the 88.6. Generally, when altcoins, they'll create a nice Wing pattern, especially on the weekly. It generally tends to come back to the 88.6, right? Not always. Just it's a general rule from my mind that I've noticed that they come back to the 88.6 if there's no weekly W. If it creates a weekly W, what it does is comes back to wherever the top part of the weekly W, so just before the blast off. So let's just say the weekly W was the top of the weekly W was right here. It's 78.6, so it just went like this, and then it came back down, and then it created the W, and it broke out from the 78.6 from this level here at 13,900 sats, and it went up. That's generally where it come back to before it go higher again, just because nobody wants it to go back. The people who accumulated below the W don't want it to go down that further lower, so they end up accumulating just above that. But if there's no W, then generally, not always, it comes back to the 88.6. But you could always just start buying at the 78.6 or even in the 61.8. So if you were to buy around here, I had to have no problems because you're not buying up here. If you're buying up here, I you know what? I just take this hand and right. But buying down here, I don't have any problems with, right? As long as you're taking the small bets, right? Maybe like 0.5% of your portfolio down here at just below the 61.8, that's fine. And you add some more to 78.6, and you add even more at the 88.6 at 9,751 sats. So I like it. I want to get some more. So I'm going to get, so if it comes down to here to 9,000 sats, I am definitely getting some more of this coin. All right. Let's head over to the next point of today. Oh, yes. Before I go on to that, Pandora's wallet. We've updated the website. And let's see if the login's working. Yes, there you go. So now the login is actually working. Not everything is working, and once you do log in, but yeah, you do get the new control panel, I believe, once you log in. Let me just see if I can do that. All right, so I'm going to try logging in. Yeah, there we go. And there I am. I'm logged in, right? I can, enter my Telegram group ID, right? Not everything is working here, right? This is just the beta version, but there you go. All right. As we we build this out, right? You'll be able to see my trades, everything here. We'll get everything working through here. Also, my portfolio. You'll be able to see my portfolio, everything, through this control panel over time. So it's just going to take some time, but we will get there. Also, if you buy Pandora's wallet sometime before the end of this month, you get 50% off. 50% off Pandora's wallet, right? And you will see. Well, we went back to the old page. You will receive 10% of that in the DJ 15 tokens back to you. So that's gonna be awesome. Look at that. You know what? I could do some TA on my coin, right? You can see, right? We M'd out and then we dumped down, and then people just bought it back up. So that's crazy.
Oops. Camera died.
Camera died?
Yeah.
Which died? Which, your camera?
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
We forgot to charge it. Okay. Alrighty. So with that said, let's head over to the tweet, right? I don't know if you noticed that my tweet got published on Cointelegraph, right? Could holding 0.228 BTC could put you in the top 1% wealth bracket someday. I think it will. I really do. I think Bitcoin, right, will be the world's reserve currency. And why do I think that? Is the real question. Is because remember, right? When somebody invented the Gutenberg press, And I think it was probably Gutenberg that invented the Gutenberg press. But anyways, people thought there was no way everybody would have books. And today, everybody has books. And also, people thought, oh, by the way, there's no way the government is going to let you or the church let you have a book. No way. They're going to ban it. And they did. They did. But yet, and so that worked, right? Oh, no, it didn't. Everybody has books today. So a lot of people say, well, now Bitcoin, it's so good, the government's going to ban it. Yeah, but it's not going to work, right? And yeah, people tell me, well, wait a second, there's nobody accepting Bitcoin, so how's that going to work? Well, you could say that about electricity, right? Well, how people were saying back in the day when electricity was invented, there was going to be in every single home, and everybody would put wires in their house, and there'd be no way people are going to put wires in their house. They're going to burn down their house, right? And also, how's that electricity going to get to them, right? There's no way for electricity to get to them at this kind of time. So why would people put electricity in their house? And yet today everybody has electricity in their house. Also cars, right? Well, people are going, what? You want me to use this dirty, noisy, pollution machine over my horse, which, I can just snap my fingers, it comes to me. Also, I can just refuel it anywhere. Whilst there's no gas stations for this noisy car. So I see, absolutely, without a doubt, because Bitcoin is something that nobody thought was possible. Impossible to have a currency that you could transfer to somebody else over the internet without a third party involved. That was impossible. So it's going to be the world reserve currency, period. All right, with that said, a large portion of Bitcoin, right, BTC's value lies within the limited 21 million coin supply, which means ownership of a small portion could lead to significant wealth. Yes, because it's going to be a world reserve currency. If massive global adoption occurs, there is no ifs. In my belief, there is no if. There is no if. It's going to happen. Period. The only thing that's going to stop it is if something goes wrong with the protocol. That's the only thing that's stopping that from happening. All right. There is only 0.0027 BTC for the current 7 billion people on the planet. Is what I said in my tweet. Trader BTC evangelist. I'm a Bitcoin evangelist now. And Twitter personality Davinci J15 said on September 22nd tweet, noting the world's total population in relation to Bitcoin's total supply. Davinci J15 is known for his early Bitcoin commentary and the harkens back to the asset's early days in 2011. Yes. Now, he goes on to say, right, it depends on global adoption, of course, yes. And yes, it all depends on global adoption. Is that going to happen? I think it will, right? I really do. I really think it will. And this is my tweet here. And so, effectively, right, all you need to do is just buy $100, right, in Bitcoin. And you'll have 3x the average sometime in 10 to 15 years. Because right now the technology is still maturing. It's still got some time. It needs time to mature to get into the level where grandma's going like swish to send her Bitcoins. But that's coming. That's coming. And when it does come, it'll be too late to invest, right? You can still own Bitcoins, right? But investing for it to become the world reserve currency, well, when it is the reserve currency, that's too late to invest for it to become the world reserve currency. All right, let's go on to the next point of our topic of the day. The worst case. What's the worst case scenario for Bitcoin right now? Because everybody's looking at the short term and wondering, hey, is Bitcoin going to drop? what could happen with this Armageddon, right? Is he gonna come and hug us, right? And squeeze the life out of us? I don't know. But the worst case, I think, is 7,000. I have to agree with Tom Vays that if we do drop and we do an ABCD, there's a bigger ABCD possibility, which takes us down to 8,000. I really think the $7,000 level, and reason why is like we could show you here on this chart. If we do the fib from this top point of 12,500 to the bottom, you can see the 61.8, which is where Mountain Man is like sitting, waiting. He's like, I'm gonna wait to see if Bitcoin comes down to me. And he's gonna be buying that with both hands, with everything he's got. So you can see 7,100 is the level where Bitcoin will hold, in my opinion, and same with Tom Vays. All right, so next, let's go on to the main topic of the day, right? Is whether or not these open interests, right, or of like what is they saying here? Open interest in Bitcoin options has risen to new record highs this week, but the market will witness $1 billion in notional value expiring Friday, which could trigger heightened volatility. Well, volatility. I noticed that anybody, when they refer to volatility, they've referred to volatility in the downside, but it also works on the upside. But it's never referred to going up. It's not volatility going up. It's volatility going down, right? So it goes in this story, right? A record 2.1 billion worth of options contracts were open on Tuesday, up nearly 53% from the monthly low open interest of 1.14 billion back in August 28th, according to data source Skew. So yeah, these options, right, are basically derivative contracts which give the purchaser the right but not the obligation to buy or sell the underlying asset, which happens to be Bitcoin, at a determined rate on or before a specific date. A call option gives the owner the right to buy, and a put option gives the owner the right to sell. And basically, they work like insurance policies, right? And when you create an insurance policy, when you pay for an insurance policy on your house or your car, let's just say you put fire insurance on your house and car. If there's no fire, right, do you get the money back? No, you don't. So that's what an option is. You just basically pay for the right. Hey, you know what? If there's a fire in Bitcoin and Bitcoin drops, you're going to pay me the difference of when I paid for it, what I bought it at, to where it is now. So I'm going to get that difference. So let's just say I purchased some fire insurance at $12,000, and I paid maybe, $500 or $1,000 for that insurance. And Bitcoin drops heavily to like 9,000. Well, I get $3,000 as my insurance, to cover me for my losses, right? If I exercise the option, only if I exercise. Obviously, I would, but if I don't, then I don't make. I lose my $1,000 basically that I put into the insurance. So that's how options work, right? But only a certain level of people can actually create the option. So, for example, only a rich person could put together with enough money, lots of money, can sell you an option at a specific price. And when they do sell you these options at a specific price, let's just say at $10,500, right? They're going to make sure the market stays well above that before before it expires. And Inti is going to explain a little bit more about that. Inti, you want to tell them more about options and what you've learned?
Yes. Specifically talking about open interest, that is the amount of options at a specific strike price. In the case of the put options, since Davinci just explained that only very wealthy people can write them, you can tell that these people, of course, they are institutions. You can tell that these people has the money to do the research and know or have a much better idea than you and me where the market's going. So when they put heavy open interest, I mean a lot of contracts in the same price, that means they know that they know two things. One, the price will not go below that level. For example, in this case, we have 2,000 contracts at $10,000 and 500. Just for say one. Or two, they actually want to buy at that level because they think it is a good price to buy it. So you can see, for example, at 10,000 we have 2,000 contracts.
You can't see that because I don't have a copy of your sheet.
Yeah, you have it in your mail.
In my email?
Yeah, I sent it twice.
Oh, it's in my email. Oh,
yes.
I'm not sure if I have my email up here, but I will check. All right, so continue. I'll see if I can bring that up.
Okay, for example, yeah, in $9,000, there are 4,000 contracts, and at $8,000, there are 3,000 contracts. So you can tell price is not going below that. Probably, if these contracts, I don't know where they were written. I couldn't find that. But imagine if
they were written. What do you mean where they were written? What company?
No, when? How long is the lifespan of these specific contracts? I don't know if it was 1 day, 6 months, a year.
I'm not sure.
Because think about it. If it was like 2 months ago that all these contracts were written,
probably 30 days.
Price could have gone down, scare people, and then they are going to buy those puts that the rich people is selling them. And they say, okay, you know what? Price is not going below this. So they push market up again, and they collect all the premium, and they don't have to buy anything. And if they have to buy something, it's a good price anyways.
I see. Okay.
The only problem with Bitcoin options is, as always, it is cash settled. And these are European options, which are not as...
What's the difference between European options and American options?
The difference is that American options, you can exercise them whenever you want. And they have a lot of volatility, which is good. And they are exchange settled. I mean, you are dealing with a clearinghouse. So, for example, if someone doesn't want to honor the contract, you go to the clearinghouse, will go after them, and you don't have to sue them. In the European options, that doesn't happen. European options are over the counter, which means that if the other person tries to screw you up, you have to persecute them by yourself. You have to sue them. And you can only exercise the option on expiry date. So the volatility is way lower than American options. They are not that great. And that's what happens with Bitcoin options.
All right. Well, can I share this graph here with everybody?
Yes, of course.
Okay, awesome. I will do that right now. Thank you very much, Inti, and let's
I have the
share that. I'll put that in the show notes. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Before you change the screen, could you look at the chart that I made?
Yeah, sure.
We'll show you something quite interesting.
What's that?
Is the next slide.
The next one?
Yes. So I highlighted the horizontal levels where those contracts are.
Oh.
And you can see that, for example, the heaviest open interest are in a bullish reload zone.
Oh, look at that.
And the others are in a short reload zone. So you can play a little bit with that. They are always in very specific key levels. Now you can continue.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool piece of information that people could use in order to determine whether or not price action is going to make it down to those levels. Very interesting indeed. All right. Thank you, everybody who's watching on our backup channel. I really appreciate you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to my backup channel, please do so in the description below. My backup channel is here. I'm going to bring that up right now. Is just called Davinci Jeremy, right? And yeah, you can find that link to that channel right there. And if you're watching only on the backup channel, please subscribe to my actual channel and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell for all notifications. Alrighty. Now we're going to be heading off to the question and answer periods of today. Of course, Inti's camera shut down, so we can't have Inti here, but that's all right. All right, what do you got for me for the questions and answers today?
Okay. So there's a person in the chat that I always pick, which is EOS. And he made such specific questions that I don't know if he's from TRI, if he works in a bank or something, but he knows. He knows. And he asked, do you think this recent metal sell-off was the reason why commitment from traders report showed net short positions before?
Why? No, okay.
I told you it's very specific questions.
Okay, so you're gonna have to repeat that one again because I was like in the process of copying that file, your file into the notes here. But what was that question again?
He says, do you think that this recent metal sell-off was the reason why commitment from traders report showed net short position before?
Well, yes, they did show a huge net short position, and I don't know if I did this video. I could have swore I did a video showing the commitment of traders.
I don't remember.
Last month. It was last month. It was a while ago, and we're seeing that there was like a high level of longs from the banks, and a high level of shorts from the banks on gold and silver. So,
right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
So that was because they were building that up. They were building it up and I didn't keep an eye on it. I'm sure it was built up even more just before they had both gold, silver, and Bitcoin, and the dollar started to take off, and the gold and silver started to take a hit. They always win whenever they do that. Whenever they actually build up a huge short open interest on shorts and a whole huge open interest on longs, the banks, that's a guaranteed win for them. You know they're going to take a huge win on that, and they usually do. I don't think I've ever seen them lose, actually. Yeah, exactly. I know. Never actually. Now that I think about it, I've never seen them lose. So yeah, they always win, and it's sad. It's really upsetting actually. And they've actually, there's been news articles where they've made every single trade in over 5 years has been come out a winner. And I remember reading that article, and the only way that's possible is if you cheat, right? Plain and simple. All right, next question.
So, Marky Habs ask, Davinci, how do all these exchanges follow each other's price? There's only one DAO, so that's easy, but Bitcoin is in 300 exchanges and moves in tandem with each other?
Oh, that's a good question, right? There's something called arbitrage, right? And the market always tries to find the right level. So, for example, if one exchange decides it goes higher, right, because somebody decides to buy up a whole bunch of Bitcoins on that one exchange, right? Somebody's going to buy it from a lower exchange in order to sell it at a lower price at a different exchange in order to sell it on the price on the exchange where it's a lot higher, and in order to equalize the price, basically. So, and because now that we have Tether, now that we have because Bitcoin is now easy to transfer back and forth, and we have like Lightning Network, which is now they use Liquid between each other on the exchanges, right? Not Lightning, right? They use Liquid, which is just a copy of Lightning, but specifically for exchanges. They could transfer money back and forth between the exchanges at an instant pace, and thus making just closing the arbitrage opportunity completely. because now money can be moved back and forth when there's even like just a few pennies worth of arbitrage. It just gets wiped out right away because of the instant movement of cash back between the different exchanges. So yeah, that's why you don't see a huge price discrepancy on exchanges, even if they price it in the local currency. The price discrepancy is very minimal nowadays.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Next question. So, Kid 3Ball, sorry if I mispronounced your name, Alvin, ask, do you ever do any fundamental analysis or even basic research, or is it always just about fib analysis?
That's a good question. I don't like FA, even though for currencies that I like, new currencies like new tokens and new crypto altcoins, basically. I don't like doing it for those coins, even though they FA helps you stay out of trouble, right? From like a cryptocurrency that, let's just say that the people behind it are like all scammers, right? Yeah, you'll probably won't buy that coin, right? Because you find that you did a little bit of fundamental analysis, but it doesn't mean that coin will not go up, right?
So it keeps you out of trouble. It keeps you out of gains too.
Exactly. Exactly. So when you're considering what I do when it comes to investing, how I invest in my cryptocurrencies that I do want to invest in, I want to put very tiny amounts, and because I don't mind those tiny amounts going to zero, right? I shouldn't look at fundamental analysis, right? I should look at only technical analysis, because I'm interested in the short term gain. Well, not short term. It's really medium term, right? With the little old lady strategy, I'm looking for medium term gains, and so that's why I don't look at the FA, because then I stay away from a lot of cryptocurrencies. That's what I did at first. When I first got into the little lady strategy, I was doing both fundamental analysis and technical analysis. But what I noticed was coins that were complete garbage that I would never buy would end up going, 10x, 100x, crazy amounts, right? And the coins that are solid, they would not do those kind of moves. So it made sense to just ignore the FA, the fundamental analysis, and just stick with the TA. And then, that's how I got into Titcoin, and I managed to rake in a whole bunch of money, knowing full well there is no way that coin was going to be existing in the future. And yeah, it's no longer used anymore and no longer exists, right? Maybe it still exists, but I don't know. It's no longer traded anywhere. And so, that's why I avoid FA, because it really gets you out. It keeps you out of currencies that that are going to go like 100x, 10x, even though they're going to go to and ultimately go to zero. All right, next question.
So, okay, this one is from Flying Rice or 909, and it's quite confusing at the beginning, but I figured out what he was trying to say. So it's a question. If I work hard to get up to 0.4 Bitcoin, I know I'm not rich. Some of you may laugh, but if I hold $300 of ONT, should I sell everything and put it into Bitcoin? I have 50 Uni, 100 Link, 200 Polkadot. How would you play this? You know that we use the camera's off. We use a strategy that is much, much better than just holding and selling. How was it called?
The little lady strategy.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's how you could play it.
Exactly. That's a method you could actually use for your current coins. Now, I'm not saying that you should. That's what I would do, right? That's what I would do if I was in your place. Is just little old lady that stuff into Bitcoin. Anything that you own, just hold on to it and take the little lady method to earn some more Bitcoin into your account, and that's how I would deal with that particular account. Now, this is not absolute financial advice. It does not work for everybody.
It's not financial advice. Never, never.
Exactly.
Not absolute. Never.
Exactly. It may not work for you, and you might want to find some other way to earn some more Bitcoin. But you decide how you want to do it. All right, next question.
Next question. So this one is from Moonboy Mackenzie, and says, Davinci, what do you think about Russia proposing 3 years jail time for undisclosed crypto wallets? How will this impact Bitcoin if other countries decide to follow into Russia's footsteps?
Yeah, Russia's banned dollars before and it didn't work out very well for them, so I don't see it being an issue in Russia, and people are very good. They already know how to hide from the government their money, so, and it's now that you're talking cryptocurrency, which they could put in their head. How are they gonna to find that? Good luck, right? They've got no chance. They have no chance of enforcing that law. Zero. You have to be like a complete idiot and broadcast the fact that you have Bitcoin on the internet, right? In order to get caught. So they're not concerned, right? This has been done before in Russia over and over again, and it never works. It always ends badly, and it won't work anywhere else, period. And they know that. All right, and you know what? Actually, it will only end up speeding up the process. I hope they do it. I hope.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, it would.
The more you try to fight it, the stronger it gets.
Exactly, it would speed up the process of Bitcoin being a world reserve currency. So I hope every country goes and does exactly what Russia does, because it would make it obvious, right? So you're telling me I can't hold an asset to protect my wealth? Oh, okay. I'll go do that. I'll go do that. All right. Next question.
So this one is from Dirty Scant. I hope that's not an insult. I have a question, please. How will mortgage take place on Bitcoin?
How will mortgages take place on Bitcoin?
Yes.
I'm going to have to tell you something, and this is going to be the last question before we go over to Twitch, right? And close off the YouTube stream. But there won't be mortgages with Bitcoin. Period. There won't be mortgages at all. Did you know that buying a house on mortgage never existed until we started using the Federal Reserve currency, and shortly after, 1933, or shortly after we started, I think mortgages started to come into existence around 1933-ish time frame. Not sure. I'm gonna have to do research on that now that I think about it. But it never existed before, and anybody that borrowed money to buy a house, they were considered very stupid. The reason why is because a house is a consumer item, right? It actually goes down in value, not up, because it has to be maintained. Yes, the land value may go up itself, and the reason why that is because people desire that land, right? And because of one reason or another, because it's on the lake, or it's on the beach, or whatever, right? It's near a subway station, whatever, right? Easier to access. But in general, the home itself degrades and has to be rebuilt and has to be increased, has to be maintained. And so a home is not an investment. It's actually a liability. Now, if you can turn a home into an investment by renting it out, earning an income, but that's different from a home that you purchase to live in. will not be something mortgages will be given to, and I wouldn't do that because why is that? Well, when you were using a deflationary currency, right, you're actually seeing prices go down. So not only are you seeing prices go down, you're seeing your labor going down as well. Labor costs go down. And if a person is borrowing money to buy a house and they only have a job, like a normal job, 9 to 5, what happens is unless they're improving their skills constantly, if they just have like a simple 9 to 5, that eventually they're going to lose that job because day after day, their income itself is increasing at a higher value. So eventually, either the company has to get more value out of that person or fire that person for a new person to pay him less. So yeah. No mortgages in the future. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating in the stream. We have a little bit of technical difficulties with Inti's cam. We forgot to charge it last night, but we will definitely charge it for Monday. And yeah, we'll see you guys on Twitch. Sorry, what was that, Chris? I didn't hear you. Yeah. Also, don't forget to hit like and leave a comment of which cryptocurrency you want me to do next Monday, and hit the like button for that person's comment. So the person who has the most likes on the cryptocurrency will be the one that I do a TA on. So that's how I'm going to do it from now on. So don't forget to leave that comment. Don't forget to hit the like, and we'll see you guys on Monday. If I don't, maybe I'll do a surprise weekend video, maybe. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. But thank you for watching. Cheers.
Bye.